Hello, it's me again. This is a different one. Now, I think it was Chris Jesse. I think I must have said something to her or something might have possessed her or whatever. But she's saying that I guess God must think I'm giving up. I mean, I took a couple of days off, and I guess I needed to get up here and say some more stuff. What's really going on? And I guess God must have took it the wrong way, or she took it the wrong way. But anyway, she's saying that what I said when I was younger, you know, I didn't go through all this stuff. But I didn't know who the heck I was either. I didn't know I was a chosen one. And if I would have probably known, I would probably went into ministry. Because that's what God would want. I mean, I've been in church since I was 5. Because my parents took me to church and I read the Jesus book and it was like 12 books. And I had to read them. My parents made sure I read it and knew it. So I was a Baptist church, Faith Baptist, West Haven, Connecticut. It's still there. The church I grew up in, my parents took me to church outside Connecticut, outside New Haven. I guess my parents didn't want to go to the church in New Haven because the occults, probably, something. And I grew up outside of New Haven Church. And I wasn't no lead singer. I mean, I sung on a youth choir. And then when I got 17, I left. But I came back to God, and I think I was 24. I went back to church. But I didn't go back to that church. But the reason why I'm up here today, this time, is because I felt like I know God kept me a secret for a very long time. But the thing is, I had gifts when I was younger, and they're very, very strong. I was very aware. I could see a lot of things, know a lot of things. It took me a little while, but I accepted it. But I was in church one time, and I think I tried to force it, try to see somebody's life or something, but it didn't work. So I backed off from it. But it was just like, was in church, and I wasn't trying to be a preacher or nothing like that, but I just figured, I was like, well, if I got the gift to see other people, see all these images of if somebody was like saying they're single, but they wasn't single, they actually got other people in their life, and it was like, I got this gift now, I should be able to see it from if people in the church is really telling the truth or not. I would be able to see something, but it ain't happened, so I backed off from it. And but if I known that I was a chosen one, I would definitely went into ministry because, like I said, there's a lot of things I was trying to do, a lot of jobs I tried to get in, like public works. It's good pay, good benefits. I bid in, never could get the job, any job in there. I worked at where did I job at? It's on the tip of my tongue, it's right in my head. But let's see, post office, Brewery Street, that big post office there. It's automated now. I don't know about how they work. It's just maybe the manhandlers, but smaller machines in there now for a couple of years. But yeah, that's a job I was trying to get in. I got in as a casual, but I took the test, tried to get in there permanent, so therefore, but couldn't get that either. Even went to school for HBC, went to school for went to school for what's that? Welding. I got one job, and they want the well to be really small, not something I was trained for. And somebody gave me a piece saying that it was a good piece. I think that was somebody that astral traveled and took over somebody else's body, one of the presidents or the supervisor. And then when I welded, told me I welded, and when I welded on it, they fired me that same day because that was a good piece or something. I said, why would you give me a good piece if it was for an engine to show me what it looks like and everything, but you tell me I could weld on it? So to get me, because I guess I was there for a week. I was doing pretty good, and they was, after that week, then I'd be hired. So it must be somebody, probably that Pisces ex. She wasn't my ex now. She wasn't even, I ain't care. I didn't even want to be around that one. I already knew that she was something demonic was wrong with her. So I guess I found out later in life that she was attached to my heart chakra and my third eye. So basically wherever I went, she went. She saw everything. So she must have jumped into her supervisor's body and made sure I did something to the piece. And then I was fired that day. Got mad and freaked me out. And then I wasn't there no more. And I mean, welders make some good money, especially if they know how to fabricate, whatever projects they're working on. Now start their own business and stuff. They make a pretty good money. They didn't want me to do that either. So every time when something good was happening for me, they had sabotaged the job and get me fired. So if I won't be able to make any large amount of money. And this was all on assignment and everything. But what I'm saying is, the reason why I came up here on this time is because I didn't know who I was. There's a lot of people, I wasn't awoke. I knew I had gifts because I sling some stuff and everything. But most of the people in my family had gifts too. But I know now that they got demons in them. And I didn't. I had angels around me. But still, I mean, there's a lot of people in the world that are basically gifted. And I know a lot of people say, how did you not know that you was the chosen one? I say, the preachers in church talk about chosen ones, but they don't really go into detail about chosen ones. What's the real life of a chosen one? They just get happy or something. Like, that's the best job you can have. And then and then it's not really that great to be a chosen one because you go through a lot of crap. And then karmics and stuff want to take your power from you because they feel they're better. But they don't want to go through the process and get attacked by other people, because God used narcissists and warlocks and witches and stuff to put us through so much stuff, so therefore to prepare us. And we have to learn so many different cycles, go through those cycles, so therefore we prepare us for something else that's coming, that the devil's going to send out of us. And we got to be prepared so we can get through it. But sometimes that comes to the part where therefore you don't have no money either. You don't, there's a lot of things you lose. You lose jobs. You have a 401k, that it's like if you work a long time at a place, or it could be even a bus company, something, and you got a pension. They don't come after that. And if you're going through a process, God basically allow it to happen. So therefore, he'll strip you of every freaking thing, and you gotta pray, and pray. So therefore, you can have another. So therefore, he knows that you love him really much. And I mean, like, some people feel that is psychotic. That's really psychotic, that a person has to lose so much of their life and the money that they accumulated, and they was good and prayed and was in church doing what they were supposed to do. Maybe not being a preacher or minister, but they did something. They was in a ministry. There's music ministry. There's being on a choir is a ministry. Being a men's club is a ministry. But they were doing something. There wasn't one of the top things. There wasn't a pastor. There wasn't a prophet. There wasn't a minister. Those official saving souls. But in a ministry, you are saving. When you go out to sing, and you got a nice voice, a blessed voice that it sings, and people will hear it, and they like fall in love with the voice, or because the voice is blessed. So therefore, that voice, by singing, it brings that person to be saved. It's like it gets into their ears and into their soul and everything, and it makes them feel really good that maybe God is trying to talk to me, and by what I'm hearing with this song, they're not going by the person who's singing it, but the lyrics and the melody was coming out is talking to them. The guy's trying to talk to them through the song because maybe they like music more than they like hearing the word. And I was on a male choir for a long time. I mean, my voice wasn't really that good, but but anyway, she's talking about, there was a reason why you was going through that. I said, look, like I said, if I knew I was a chosen one, I would have went to be a minister or something. Because my time, back in those days, I was in church so much that, I didn't want to be a minister because of the stuff I see them go through. I figured if I was just one of the other ministries, because in church, you didn't have to be a minister. There's other ministries you could go to, and that was okay. God's not going to kill you off just because you ain't a minister or a prophet or anything. You're doing the work in that church. You're doing that work. You're in a ministry. You're still helping out. You're still helping a soul that's lost, so therefore they can be built up and help them along, so therefore they can call on Jesus and be saved. And that's the whole point. You don't gotta be a preacher or anything like that. That's what I was taught, That's how I grew up by that. But now I know that I'm a chosen one. I've been with it for a couple of years now. It seems like you have to go that way. You can't be nothing else. It's all about bringing in souls and stuff. But these karmics, they don't want to go through the process. They want a free ride. They want a free ride into heaven, to take it over and to corrupt it. And that's what they want. They want to control hell and heaven. That's what they really want. You know how Satan tried to do. He tried to take over God's seat. But Archangel Michael knocked his behind down. Now he's trying to have all these fallen angels that came with him, and they basically want to do it themselves, because Satan actually works for God, because he believes in his power. And there are some demons that believe in his power. There's a lot of them believe it. But these humans, because they're going through so much struggle in life, get to a point where they don't believe. So therefore, those demons trick them to make them believe that they got the power. And even though they use those demons those demons actually leave using them. And they got in and they manipulated. Well, actually, I want to say the demons are manipulating them. They're already in denial that by them working with demons that they're going to be so powerful to take over heaven, when basically only place where they're going to be taken over, they're going to be taken over by hell. Demons and entities are tricking them and making them feel like they are friends and thinking they're going to be powerful in hell somewhere or somewhere else. That ain't going to work. Because I got an angel team. It's angels and demons. And they don't act like this. And it's not like the light hurts them. It doesn't. That's just a trick to get these people to hurt other people. The light don't hurt the demons. They don't agitate them. They say that they get these people. They make them agitated so they attack people. Or the karmics attack the chosen ones. It's all a trick. But they're hooked to the power. And since they made an oath with them, with the demons and entities, they are bonded to them. But with Jesus Christ, they can get out of that. But they don't want to. They don't want to go through all this stuff I'm going through, because they're going to go through it too. They don't want to go through that. They'd rather die and go to hell and suffer more than, getting with Jesus. So I'm like saying to myself that she's saying that what I went through was for a reason. No, see, if I would have known I was a chosen one, I would have went to the ministry. I didn't probably want to do it, but I would have went through it and become who I think God wanted me to be, is a minister or a prophet. Me more of a prophet, but because my prayers are very powerful. So therefore, if I tap into my prayer part of me, then yes, the kingdom of darkness will tremble more than it's trembling now. Because every time I wake up, not saying that I have the power, but my power, my strength comes from Jesus Christ. So every time I wake up in the morning, the kingdom of darkness trembles. The whole hell everywhere trembles. The whole reason why these demons and these people are trying to stop me from getting to my higher self. But see, if I get into my prayer side of me, this is the church part of me, the baptized, what I grew up in, that old kind of prayer, which I don't have to be in my higher self to do, they're going to be in trouble. Because I already know my prayers are powerful. And what I pray for. And most likely, it will always come true. And since I know spiritual warfare, and I know most of those scriptures, I'll take a scripture and turn it into a sermon and be getting really hot in it and be praying for their downfall, for everything they kind of chase us out of something. They're the ones who'll be chased out of it. And they will fall. And they pray that every person that prays against the collective, myself, be on their knees, face to the ground, for 2 hours. And their own demons be pushing them down, because they already know when I go into the spiritual realm, demons and entities bow at my presence. When I in the spirit realm, they bow. So if they bow, that means that I have power through Jesus Christ to have those demons that they got to bow, make them bow. Because they don't have power over them. I do. I do and the collective do. If you believe it, you have power. They don't. And they don't want me to get to that point. And I get like that. I'll be like that forever. I'll change and be really into it. And it's probably what I should do. But what I'm saying about it is like, I didn't know who I was. And they talk about, oh, you can't stop now. I was like, I'm not stopping. I said that to be truthful. That, back in the day, I wasn't going through all this. But I was going to church though. I praise to God. I pray to God. I ain't do all this bad stuff what they keep on saying I did and everything. It wasn't like that. I was actually quiet. I was shy like crazy. I basically trusted people. I gave them the benefit of a doubt. But, that was my humble side. But my other side of me, it was basically I was very stern. Not trusting. I knew the gifts I had. I know I'm not supposed to tell everybody about that stuff. Because then, they want to use me for evil. And I wouldn't do that. So, one part of me, I was stern, very resilient, realistic. Well, I got realistic a little later in life. But I was too nice to people. Even though they was mean to me. I kept forgiving a lot of people when they didn't even, forgiveness is for the people saying forgiveness. When you forgive somebody, when I was younger, I thought by forgiving them, it's for them. And God will like that. So therefore, he'll, bless you like that. But forgiveness is actually for the person that do you wrong. The forgiveness is not for them. It's actually for you because it protects you from Satan's to do anything against you. Because he's waiting to see if you're going to forgive. So if you don't, then he can attack. But you say forgive me, I forgive them. But you don't forget it. But you also can say, well, I'm going to release these people unto my ancestors. Because their ancestors can really tear them up. You can come into their house and turn everything upside down. Smack them around. Make them trip and hit the wall. Or hit a door that has a glass and they go right through it or something. See, the ancestors can do stuff like that. But you can't. So every time when you forgive them, you release them to your ancestors so they can whoop their ass spiritually. Just like how they astral travel into your life and do things to you, you forgive them. But release them to your ancestors. You forgive them wholeheartedly and release them to your ancestors and let your ancestors whoop that ass. I mean, beat the crap out of them. Tell your ancestors to whoop their ass. Beat them on, make them have bruises on their face and their eyes, and they can't see and everything. And if they try to do anything to you again, they come back and whoop that ass again. Your ancestors can do that to them. Then trip them up. Take money out of their accounts. So, I didn't know who I was back then. I know who I am now. And that's why I'm saying for this Chris Jesse, who's going to say this message. She's somebody of God. But I feel like this. If you're going to say something about me and God maybe told you to say it, I'm going to be truthful. I'm going to say something back about it. Sometimes I back off. I've been backing off for a while. But that mess I did pissed me off a little bit. So I figured that's when I'm saying something. I get on them too. I mean, I feel like, hey, there's a lot of stuff a person got to go through. even though they're fighting for their life. But this is different. This has got to do with the light workers, basically the spiritual, the universe, the galactic light console. It's bigger than what it seems. It's a lot bigger than what it seems. Because the underworld, the kingdom, the darkness got a lot of things going on. But like they say, the dark grid system was knocked down. I didn't even know there was a dark grid system. But they had the earth covered with darkness. And it's clear now. But we still got to fight. It's bigger than this. And Ra woke up. You know, somebody's I guess supposed to be representing Ra and everything. You know, the sun god actually, you know, came back. But it's in the spirit. And it's true. All the Egyptians are real. They ain't fake. All the Reeses are real. There's other people who has gifts like we do, chosen ones, who passed on. They didn't. But you know that already. Anyway, maybe I shouldn't. I freak that. I get on people like that too. Because I don't feel that's right for what they said. Even though a guy told them to say it, or maybe that person was possessed and they said that mess. But I ain't give up. I just took some days off. I figured, you know, people are going to attack me even more anyway. Because they did it before. Telling me they want me to shut up, so I shut up for a while. A couple of days. Sometimes a week. But then they attack me more. So I was like, I might as well keep talking then. So, I'm going to stop now. God bless you. Please remember, repent, be hard-hearted about it. Be real about it when you repent, but you release them to your ancestors. And your ancestors, if they are doing right by you, have them to whoop that ass. Beat the crap out of them. Because they can't run from them. That's a spiritual payback. And they'll love to do it. Just like they love to do it to you, they'll love to do it. All right. Peace.